G'day guys and welcome to part one of our Q&A. First of all, thank you to all of you that have sold us out of merchandise. We've been sold out on quite a few products, which is really cool. I've just managed to get everything back in stock. So if you missed out on something, have a look online now. Everything's back in stock. Stubby coolers, stickers, shirts, hats, the whole lot. Shirts in all sizes. So anyway, this Q&A video I've had to split into two parts. I don't like doing that. I'm not padding out my content and trying to stretch it. It's just that it was easier to edit into two parts. So I've just finished part one now, which is what you'll be watching now. So because there's so many questions, I'll put some timestamps in the description below so that you can jump to, you know, whatever question you're interested in, whether it be the one you asked or whatever. G'day guys, Cam and Tiff Wild Touring. We put out a Q&A about 3 or 4 months ago and we had a heap of questions, didn't we? So we thought probably a good time to do another one. So we put the call out to social media, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. And we got quite a good few questions to run with, I reckon.
Yep. If we don't answer your question in this video, it may be because we've already answered it or we just haven't had time. So we'll go back through the comments and address anything that we haven't answered in this video.
Yeah, and if we didn't reply to your comment there and it's not in this video, then check out the link in description to the last Q&A because there's every chance we answered it in that one.
All right, so do you want to start with Patreon questions?
Yeah, we'll start with Patreon. Thank you to all those patrons.
That's the dog.
The dog is going mental. It's first thing in the morning, he gets his zoomies. Yeah, so we'll start with Patreon. Thank you to all our patrons that have, what do you call it? I don't know. Pledged money. Yeah, supporting us. Anyway, really cool.
All right, so this is a question from Darren. He wanted to know about the plastic hooks in the van and how have they held up and what the brand is. So I think he's referring to the Fusion-Loc.
Oh yeah.
Hooks and like bathroom caddies and whatnot that we had. So Fusion-Loc is the brand. We got them from Bunnings and they really are amazing. I don't think any of them fell off once.
Nah, they're a funny old thing. They come with a little suction vacuum. They're basically like a fancy suction cup, aren't they?
Yeah, but they just work better than a cheap suction.
They work better than like 3M tape or anything.
Mm.
I think you got to have a super smooth surface for them to stick to.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, anyway, to answer your question, they held up really, really well, didn't they?
Highly recommend. They are expensive though, but they're worth it. Darren also asked, if we had our time over, would we put aircon in the van? 100%.
Yeah, definitely. We really regret that.
Brian wanted to know what editing software you use.
So I've used a few things. I started with a PC, and what was the free program that used to come with PC? Movie Maker.
Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, rubbish. And then, anyway, they don't do that anymore now. So once you update and you got a newer version of Windows, you have to start paying for software. And I had to go at a few paid ones and I just didn't think any of them were that great. So I ended up spending quite a bit of money and going to an Apple MacBook. And now I use iMovie, which is free software and is really, really good.
Eddie asked, how will we plan our trips with the new dog? For example, pet sitting when going to national parks, etc. We haven't thought too much about that, to be honest. He's going on his first camping trip in a few weeks and then again in a few months, and we've just picked places that you can take dogs. So that's probably something we'll have to look more into as we travel more with him. Yeah.
One thing you mentioned the other day to me when we were looking for this campsite in a couple of weeks' time, Tiff said that when you're searching for campsites on WikiCamps, you can change the filters that camps that allow dogs. So that made it quite good to make a little short list, didn't it?
Yeah.
But as far as national parks go...
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people, get a pet sitter or stick them in boarding for the day. So that's an option. Or you just don't go. Not really sure.
Not too keen on leaving the dog in the van at a caravan park for like hours and hours on end.
Well, apparently you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like the idea of it anyway. But I don't know. We're noobs camping with dogs.
Yeah, we had a dog previously, but she never really came camping.
No.
So, not sure. All right, so someone, I'm not sure the name, has asked on our top 5 campsites. I've already made my list.
Have you?
Yeah.
Go.
Well, I found it hard. Like, I'm not sure if you're talking about the actual facilities of the campground or the location. but just in a general overview, my favourites were the Kennedy Ranges, 14 Mile, which was at Wara Station, Manning Gorge, which is on the Gibb River Road, Pender Bay, which is in Cape Leveque, and then and Barn Hill was good too. And then actual destinations, I said Broome and Kununurra are my two favourites.
Yeah. Interesting. They're all Kimberley, aren't they?
Yeah.
Kimberley and Pilbara.
Yeah, nothing down south.
No.
Yeah, I'd be much the same. Just top 5, I'd probably go Pender Bay, 14 Mile, Barn Hill. What was that other one just south of Ningaloo, or in Ningaloo Station? Lefroy?
South Lefroy.
South Lefroy. And I'll go Kennedy Ranges as well.
Really?
Yeah, I did like it there. It was cool. I prefer the beach, obviously, but Kennedy Range was spectacular.
All right, so Tammy's asked what we do in preparation for finding a destination, like where we stay, how we find things to do, tours, etc., and how we work out how long we want to stay somewhere. So most of our research is done on Wikicamps, really. And then from there, occasionally I'd go into the tourist bureaus and get brochures and, those free brochures that you can get on destinations.
And for big towns like Broome, Kununurra, etc., we'd probably jump on TripAdvisor and just top 10 things to do.
Yeah. And then also, just talking to people as well. So whenever you're at a destination, it's very social environment. So people are always talking about where they're going next or where they've come from and what to do. And then in terms of how long we stayed somewhere, generally, if it was a destination, we'd stay at least 2 nights at a minimum. So you've got 1 full day to explore. And then if it was a big town, I don't know, we sort of did 4 to 5 days, depending if we'd been there before. Broome we'd been to a few times before, so we didn't stay as long. But then we ended up going twice.
And I think we extended our stay as well.
Yeah. So mainly Wikicamps and those tourist bureaus. That's about it, really.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, though. You sort of scratch the surface with all the popular touristy stuff the first few days that you're there, and then I think the longer you stay and the more people you talk to, then you start to find out those little local secrets.
Yeah.
If you go to fishing shops, fish and chip shops, general stores, pubs, speak to other campers and that, you find out about the little cool hidden spots.
So Lauren asked, how do we find info on whether roads are suitable for vans? And that's Wikicamps again.
Yeah, the review section.
Yep. And talking to people as well.
Oh, and for tracks like the Gibb River Road or anything like that, talking to the local shire.
Yeah.
Or the tourist bureau or whatever, they'll always give you road conditions.
Yeah. Although they're generally quite conservative, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Tammy asked, what sort of camera equipment would you recommend going away with, and how hard is it to fly a drone?
We're like full drivers, campers, tourers first, and videography and photography is second, hey?
Yeah.
So we're not real camera nerds. So everything we have is just run and gun, point and shoot type stuff. Everything's in auto mode. I like GoPros because they're just really, really quick and simple. For drones, I've got a video you would have seen the week before. If you haven't, go back and have a look. It's specifically on drones. I like DJI. The Mavic Air 2 is what I've got, but anything DJI, you can't go wrong. What about you bought a new DSLR?
I did, but I don't think it's really necessary. I think these days you can get really good photos on your iPhone, and a lot of the photos I took that are really good were from my iPhone. So
yeah, that's true.
I think if you wanted to record your travels, maybe a GoPro and an iPhone. If you want really nice photos as well that you're going to blow up, really big for your home, maybe get a DSLR as well.
The thing with the iPhone or any phone, any smartphone with a good camera, is that you're more likely to pull it out when things are happening or you see something beautiful straight away. Whereas a DSLR or a big camera body, you sort of pull them out to set up shots.
Yeah.
And how hard is it to fly the drone? I've never learned how to fly it.
No, I need to. Yeah, but it's super easy. You'll have seen that in the video last week. I gave a quick demo on how to fly it.
Okay, what is your best tech tip and piece of equipment that you have, and what was the worst? The best would have to be the GoPro.
No, I reckon the lithium batteries. Look at what we're able to do off grid.
But I think they mean more. I'm not sure what they were referring to, whether it was just your tech, like your video software, or...
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
If you're talking like just electrical stuff, definitely the lithium batteries. That's what enabled us to go off grid. We never plugged into 240 volt once the entire trip, did we? And I was, I'm on Cable Beach watching the camels walk past on sunset, and I've got chicken cooking in the oven and rice microwaving in the microwave. Like, I don't know, fridge full of cold beer all the time.
What was the worst?
Worst tech gear? Oh, people are not going to... No one, there's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with me, but I think the Selfie Go... I don't know. I just didn't think it was very flash. What do you reckon?
It just wasn't very useful for us. We found we either had reception or we didn't. So it wasn't very often that you'd have one bar that you needed boosting. It came in handy maybe once or twice.
And for $1,000, once or twice is just doesn't cut it. Look, the sat phone was $1,000 and we didn't use it once. But
Yeah.
I still think that that's good insurance, because if you did need it, you'd be so thankful you had
Well,
it.
that can help you anywhere in Australia, whereas the Selfie doesn't.
Yeah, it's limited.
So Sandy asked, how many hours a week do you spend editing videos? And with your with the laptop editing in your van, did you ever have to plug in, use the inverter, etc.?
Yeah, definitely use the inverter many times. Pretty much every other day to charge the laptop.
And that was enough just for charging you. You didn't need to upgrade your batteries or anything.
On the
van.
The van, the MDC came with a really good off-grid solution, 3 big batteries and an inverter all built in. Come ready. What do you got 2 drinks for?
Because I'm thirsty.
You thirsty girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fine. And what was the other part of that question?
How many hours a week do you spend editing?
Oh, quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'd
So
say at
most
least
nights.
Yeah, 3 or 4 nights a week. I'd be spending several hours editing in the evenings, but I enjoyed doing it, so it wasn't laborious.
Yeah, and it was only ever at night time. So during the day, you didn't do any. You just obviously were filming.
Yeah.
And then at night time, maybe 3 or 4 hours a night.
Yeah, we'd normally get a movie in or a TV series on
Yeah.
Netflix.
But
Watch-
it's not like you would have been doing anything else during that time anyway. You would have just been watching TV. So
Yeah.
Andy said, not really a question, but I would love an update on your pup.
Oh, yeah. Percy's going really good. How old is he now?
Where is he? Percy!
You gonna pick him up?
Yeah. Percy! Come here.
Oh, he's all wet.
Oh. Here.
So he's a big boy now. How old is he? He's only 4 months old.
He's nearly 4 months. We weighed him last night. He's 13.5 kilos.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a mid-sized dog, so... But no, he's going really good with his training. We're really hard on him, because we just sort of think the better trained he is, the more likely we are to bring him everywhere with us.
Can I sit on your lap?
Yep.
So yeah, we're working hard on his toilet train. That was easy. We're just working hard on basic commands and walking on the lead and stuff now, aren't we?
Yeah, he's calmed down a lot. He's a pretty good dog.
Yeah, he is.
Our biggest struggle at the moment is walking on the lead, so that's what we're doing at the moment.
It's hard with the toddler. All the training you put in, toddlers undo. So we're just figuring that out, but it's going good.
Edwina asked, how much soft sand driving did you do with the van?
With the van on, not a hell of a lot. Maybe a dozen times.
Yeah.
I was always nervous with the van on, because when we were driving on soft sand with the van on, it was always in remote spots. And the nature of like driving on the beach is that, yeah, I've got a winch on the front of the car, but there's nothing to winch off. So yeah, I'd always walk tracks first, deflate tyres right down. And yeah,
And even then, we'd still got stuck a few times.
yeah, and it's always a bit nerve-wracking,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Not because the car or the van's not capable, just because the weight. We were
Yeah.
really, really heavy.
Yeah. And there's no drive to the back wheels on the van, so
Yeah.
you're dragging a dead weight.
But nothing, nothing that you ever couldn't get out of.
No, I was never really concerned we're going to lose the van or the car or anything. It's
I
just,
was.
yeah, I know you were. It's just a pain in the bum when it's lasting the arvo and you just want to set up.
Yeah. Shirley asked, is Cam a chef?
We think that's so funny.
Cam gets this question all the time, and we think it's hilarious.
Yeah, definitely not a chef. I enjoy
Not
cooking.
even close.
Not even close. I enjoy cooking, but like, to be honest, 50% of my meals are duds.
Oh, Percy.
Oh, he's climbing into the cubby house. I didn't even know he could do that. Yeah,
Oh,
our house
wow.
is such chaos. No, I'm not a chef. And other people have asked what we do for work.
Yeah, we had that question lots.
We're both state government employees. That's,
And the reason why we were able to get time off work is because we work for the government. We're just a number. So, you ask for long service leave or annual leave, you get it. It's not like working for a small business where, you might get knocked back on leave.
so we're lucky in that
pretty easy.
respect. Yeah.
Janice asked, how did you go with your warranty claims? Anything knocked back?
Oh yeah, I'm going to do a separate video, like a final wrap up on that MDC van, a final review.
Yeah.
I can give it a proper review now because we've used it over a long period of time. I've dealt with the warranty stuff, so I'll cover it in depth in that. But yeah, just to give you a quick update on that, it's been in and out for warranty. It was a really quick, simple process. Hey,
Yep.
You book it online. They ring you and sort out a date to bring it in once they've got all the parts, so it's not sitting in their workshop for weeks. They only had it for like 2 days. Yeah, and nothing was knocked back. It was
No. In fact,
Easy.
they fixed things that were our fault, like the door, the pantry door. So
obviously
into that.
Yeah.
Janice asked, how did the batteries in the van go on extended night stay when off-grid, and the solar when you were in shady sites?
Oh yeah, look, solar in shady sites is always going to be an issue. Most of you know this, but with a solar panel, you block a small percentage of it in shade, and the efficiency of it drops off exponentially. So any shade on them, and they just do not work well. So we always we were aware of that, weren't we?
Yeah.
So we generally set up in
Yeah.
full sun, which
If we were staying 1 or 2 nights, we would stay in a shady spot just
Yeah.
because we knew that we were only there 1 or 2 nights. But extended stays, sun.
But yeah, we were really, really well set up for off-grid camping.
Yeah.
The car and the van independently, really good. Together,
Yeah.
amazing.
And you did say a few times that you wish you'd got a portable blanket that you could move with the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that in the next build so that we can park in shade and throw the solar blanket out elsewhere. But yeah, the MDC van with 3 batteries, 300 watts of solar, really good. I would, and I know people have asked this before as well, I will upgrade to lithium either on this van or the next, but there was no point at the moment because I didn't need the weight saving capacity. And with the system that it already came with was very capable. It's just that AGM lead acid batteries only live 3 to 5 years. So when I do upgrade, it'll be lithium, but not yet.
Chris asked, do you think if you toured in a bus, you would miss much of what you saw? I don't really think so, to be honest.
So yeah,
No. Yeah, some spots you would, like the soft sandy beaches, South Lefroy, Ningaloo.
I mean, personally, I reckon I would miss all the favourite bits, the highlights.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends what you want to see. Having a bus would be great, but I think if you had a bus and then you towed a little four-wheel drive that you could get out in between, maybe that would be ideal. But then I guess you're huge, so.
And then your fuel. Everything's a compromise, hey?
Yeah.
I do get super jealous when I see some of the fit-outs inside buses. They're amazing.
Yeah. Actually, we were talking about this the other day on our way down south. We said if we were living on the road full-time, I reckon the ideal setup would be a four-wheel drive and a caravan, but maybe like a bigger caravan, 22-foot sort of caravan.
Yeah.
Jamie asked, do you ever give negative feedback on stuff that doesn't work or suit you? I think so. You just said the Selfie was rubbish.
But I don't want to rip brands. Because sometimes my experience was just my experience, and 99% of other people might have had a good experience with the product.
Yeah, say for example the washing machine that we had.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you didn't, I don't know. Maybe we were pretty rough with it.
Oh, we definitely were rougher than the average person on it.
Yeah.
So I try not to rip brands too much. But I will tell you, with what I do,
Oh, with the affiliate.
Yeah, with
marketing and
affiliate marketing or anything like that, if you're not familiar with that, people give you products. They want you to give it a positive review. I'm really careful on that. I probably knock back 50, 60% of stuff that I'm offered, or companies that approach me. If they're not willing to work with me and how I want to work, then I'm just not interested, because we're not out to make huge amounts of money or anything.
No, you'd only recommend a product that you actually liked.
That I either was already using, or that I was already looking at, or a new product that I'm really quite interested in anyway. And I always tell them that if I'm not happy with the product, that I'll return it to you, and then I just won't say anything positive or negative about it, because that company's tried to help me, so I don't want to rip on them. But no, I won't come on camera and tell you something's awesome if I think it's a piece of junk. And that means that we've missed out on quite a few things, but so be it.
So just on that, another question from Social Media Extrovert is, she asked if affiliate marketing is worth looking at as a way of making income on the road.
Yeah, you can definitely make money through it, for sure. You just got to decide what, I mean, everyone's into, what they want to do is an individual thing. Oh my God.
The dog's dragging a palm leaf now.
Like 4 meters long, a huge palm frond. Yeah, if the thing is, we're fans of a lot of other YouTube channels and Instagram pages and Facebook pages, traveling families. And for me, what stands out, if they push absolutely every product and everything's the best they've ever had, and it just looks like cheap crap, then they lose that integrity, and I don't want to do that. So you got to be really careful with affiliate marketing, because people are trusting you that the product that you're pushing is going to be decent, and if it's not, then the next time you say something, they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to take you seriously. So yes, you can make money. It's up to you how you want to do it.
Karen asked, for those that like fishing, is a kayak worth taking, and what size rods, and where did you store them?
Oh yeah.
We have 2 kayaks. We chose not to bring them, and
Yeah.
I don't think we regretted that.
Nah, our setup, the Mozzies are so bad here at the moment. Our setup just didn't really suit taking kayaks or a tinny on this trip, because I've got a big battery bank in the back of the car and all the solar's on top. And like I said, I've got no 240 volt charging, everything's solar. So if I'd put a boat or kayaks up top, we would have struggled for batteries. So, but the next time, like Tiff said, I'll get a solar blanket so I can use it externally, and we'll take a tinny on top.
Yeah. Depends on your trip as well. If you're going somewhere, if you're going to a beach location for a few weeks, then it'd probably be worth taking kayaks. But
Oh yeah, because that's the other thing too. Up in the Kimberley, you're not using kayaks.
You wouldn't be using kayaks with the Crocs. So.
Or the Territory or North Queensland. So it depends where you're going.
Yeah.
And how much of a fisher and stuff you are. Oh, the rods I was using, I just used 2 7-foot 2-piece 8 to 12 kilo rods with egg beater reels and some braid on them. We're not like mad keen fishers, but it was just an all-rounder sort of rod. I could get on a boat with it if I had the opportunity, and I could flick lures off the beach.
And where'd you store them?
I had a PVC pipe tube on the roof, but they just bounced around too much and they got smashed to bits. So next time I'll get a padded bag.
Sharon asked, did you ever worry about response time to medical facilities if your little one was bitten by a snake, spider, etc.?
Yeah, it's a concern. That's why we got a sat phone.
Yeah. Our little one's pretty, she's pretty good. She always stays close to us. She's not really a wanderer. She doesn't go through the bush if she's not allowed to. She listens, so.
She's well behaved.
Yeah.
And we've been camping all our lives, so we're aware of, risk mitigation. We don't walk through long grass, and if we have to be walking through the bush, we wear shoes with as much ankle cover as possible, that kind of stuff.
Not really.
Yeah, we should. We know.
Yeah, we know,
just don't.
but yeah, I don't know. We didn't really think about it too much, to be honest. We're pretty relaxed with that sort of stuff. Rusty asks, if time was not a factor, how long would you need to spend to see WA?
Well, it depends if you're doing what we're doing and you're doing a loop, like we did, like from the south around the top and then back again, then a period of time like us, probably 5 months.
Yeah.
But if you were going from one end to the other and then continuing, then, which I think, like say you're doing a lap of Australia, then I'd say
maybe 3 months.
Yeah, and you'd work it with the seasons.
It's
April,
tricky because
May, June.
You're gonna hit not so good weather either down the south or up the north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 to 4 months.
Melanie asked, how often did you need to refill the gas bottles? Would you be better off getting 2 4.5 kilos?
We didn't have we
the hot water system was gas, and the kitchen was gas, but we had an electric fridge, so you got to factor that in if you've got a 3-way fridge. But I think we filled our 9 kilos twice, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah, and we took 2 with us, so they last a hell of a long time. We had the weight carrying capacity, so it was no drama. But if you're really close to your gross mass, then yeah, definitely look at 4.5s. But I'd always, yeah, like you said, I'd always carry 2. So if one goes empty, you got the other one.
What is the most? Robert asked, what is the most common argument you have with each other, and how do you find me time while traveling? What's me time?
Does that bother you?
No, I don't. I mean, I think when you have a child, you don't get me time anymore. I mean, you get me time at night time when she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
That's life.
From my perspective, we're best friends, so I genuinely enjoy Tiff's company, and I like hanging out with her. No.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, you went off fishing, and that was your you time.
Yeah.
I sometimes just went for walks by myself along the beach. Or even when Cam was off fishing, stick Chloe on the iPad and then I can read for a little bit. So
Watch stories on Instagram.
yeah, much the same as when you're at home. Most common arguments we have with each other, probably anything to do with Chloe.
Yeah, I'd agree. We differ a little bit on
Parenting styles.
yeah.
You're-
I think we complement each other with that.
Yeah, Cam's a little bit more strict, probably more lenient. And I think our other big argument was reversing the caravan, but everyone would have that struggle.
Yeah. Not that it was hard,
No.
and I got pretty good at it, I'm going to say.
Yes, but you also had some big blow-ups at me for
Yeah.
not pointing you in the right direction or picking an unlevel spot, just all the usual.
We're just different people. We're very different people, actually. Tiff doesn't... She's really creative and book smart and, whereas I'm a little bit, more mechanically minded and stuff. Was that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just and I've probably got a short
Yes,
amount
he
of
does.
patience.
Yes,
yeah.
he does. No patience.
Nah. So yeah, backing the trailer in, sometimes she just wouldn't get that. Go that way. What does that mean? Does that mean steering wheel that way or caravan that way or yeah? Anyway,
I'm sure everyone has this same argument.
I'm sure.
Paul asked, do you ever go out four-wheel driving just for fun? And any plans on buying a larger four-wheel drive in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I go full driving for fun.
I don't.
No, Tiff doesn't mind doing full driving to get to somewhere beautiful.
Yeah. I like the safe sort of four-wheel driving, like the beach, as long as you don't have the caravan on. And
Yeah, relaxed stuff.
I'm not into the power lines and crazy rock crawling and
If you don't know what the power lines is, it's just a full drive track
yeah.
in Perth. But and I'm definitely going less away from that. That's why this build that I was in was a touring build. I've previously had locked patrols on 35s and but yeah, I'm going more towards touring. So I need to be able to drive my car away from remote places after. I don't want to break things.
yeah. And then future four-wheel drives. We have spoken about this, and we did on and off during the trip as well. We like the idea of getting a more luxury sort of four-wheel drive.
Yeah, big 200 series or a dual cab 79, which is not really luxurious.
No.
Or a Y62 Patrol. I love the idea of it. Lots of pluses. It's the money. It's not really because of the money that we haven't done it. Isn't it? I don't know.
No, it's the money.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's wasteful to buy a brand new sort of luxury four-wheel drive when you've got one that's
Does the job. Yeah, and everything's a compromise. No, you're right. It's the money, isn't it?
Yeah.
We could drop 120 grand on a 200 series or a Y62 plus the build if it ticked every box and it was 100% perfect. But it's not. It's a compromise for what we want anyway.
Yeah. Plus, we also want to upgrade the caravan, so
Yeah.
we're not buying a new caravan and a new car.
Yeah.
So it's one or the other. So we'll stick with the car. It has its downfalls, but
And with some wicked sponsors on board this year, because it's only got 80,000 Ks on it, so the motor and transmission and diffs and everything are new, and all the accessories, it's going to have new kit on it this year anyway, so it'll be like a new car again.
yeah. So we are thinking for our next lap that we will still have the D-Max.
At this stage, yeah.
There you go, guys. That was part one. Part two is going to be next week. Like I said, I'm really sorry that I had to stretch that into 2 episodes. It just worked out easier to edit it that way. Hey, what I was thinking though, I wasn't really planning on giving away too much about the canopy build. I've had quite a few questions, especially in this next episode about it. I wasn't planning to give away anything because I'm sort of trying to, you know, I want there to be a build up for the build series, but I'll give you a little sneak peek next episode into that canopy build, and I'll show you some of the 3D modeling and the 3D design of what's being built. So you can look forward to that next week. Hope you reckon it looks cool because I'm really, really excited about it. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.